Okay. All right, guys, welcome. It is November 6th, I believe. We're going to be going over how to set boundaries and expectations. This is also not just only for the holiday season, but for every season. Super simple strategy. And we're going to go through this step by step. I'm going to teach you how to do it, what to look for, what to look out for, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So the objective of today is to identify what roadblocks are slowing you up and then setting a course of action to move forward from that. The problem is, and I use this quote from Spectre, one of the James Bond's films, is the dude told him, he's like, dude, you're like a kite in a hurricane and you're just all over the place. It's just crazy. So there's no structure, there's no plan, and then obviously there's no execution because there's nothing to execute. So what we're going to do today is making sure that we have a crystal clear idea of not only what needs to happen, but how we're going to do it too as well. So we're no longer just fluttering around in the wind. So number one, let me move this over here. So number one, that's the problem. How we're going to solve the problem. You need to be honest with yourself. You need to be transparent with yourself. A lot of times working with my VIPs, you just have to, honestly, re-adult and just be open and honest with yourself on exactly what it is, why it is that you're falling behind. Is it laziness? Is it procrastination? Is it lack of prioritization? Is it stress and emotional eating? Is it lack of time management? Is it all the above? And so a lot of times, but people will talk about, I'm dealing with this or with this or this. And what we're going to do today is not identify everything, but we're going to identify one of the bigger ones. And then we're going to set a plan to execute. So number two, identify what and how you're slipping up. Again, I'll go over it. Things that I hear: procrastination, laziness, lack of prioritizing yourself, stress eating, emotional eating, bored eating, things like that, late night snacking, binging. These are all roadblocks that slip people up. Number three, what's going to happen from today is we're going to set an expectation and a boundary for yourself. But also, this is going to be important. You need to be motivated to execute it. So for example, if your boundary is, I'm not going to do X, Y, and Z ever again, you know that your motivation level is not going to be high to do that. So we're going to find a balance on what's going to be manageable, but also things that you can be compliant upon. We're going to make sure that you're highly motivated to execute on that. If you're not highly motivated to do that, you need to readjust your boundary. Be very clear and be very specific. So not being specific, I need to eat less sweets. It's not specific. I would ask, okay, where are you eating sweets? Is it at home? Is it at work? Oh, it's at work. Okay, tell me about that. Well, I find myself at the vending machine getting the hot tamales, or I find myself in the break room grabbing the donuts that they bring on Friday. It's like, okay, so a boundary could be like, no donuts at work, or it's like, stay out of the vending machine. That would be an example of just setting a simple boundary for you to go and execute. Again, you need to ask yourself, how motivated are you to do that? But it can be just as simple and easy as that. Something super small, but we need to identify what that super small thing is going to be, and then what's your motivation level to do that. You need to be clear. You need to be specific. Drink more water. What does that mean? Well, okay, I'm gonna have 12 ounces 3 times a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Be more specific when you're doing these things. The team, answer this question rhetorically, like, who can support me in this endeavor? Do you have family members? Is there anybody in your family that is actually living how you want to live? If they are, surround yourself with them, pick their brain, ask questions. Do you have friends? Are there specific friends that will be open and honest with you and call you out if they see you doing things like that? If you don't have anybody like that in your circle, find a coach, right? If you don't have anybody, hire a coach, hire support, find somebody that can help keep you accountable to your structure. Where do I find a coach? I'm glad that you asked. So Sasha and I, we have a combined 25 years in the self-improvement industry. Seisha has been a licensed therapist for over 10 years. I've been a fitness professional for over 15 years. So with us combined is like, we've seen everything from young, old, different backgrounds, just all different types of scenarios that you can imagine over a 25-year period. How this works. Number one, what's the bad behavior? Number two, what needs to be done? Number three, how are you going to execute on what needs to be done? Again, being specific, being specific, being specific. I need to eat more vegetables. Well, what does that mean? I mean, you could eat one stick of asparagus and you're actually eating more vegetables. Be specific with this. So let's identify, what is the bad behavior? I eat too much candy. I got it all laying around after Halloween. There's freaking candy at work. There's freaking candy at the house. There's freaking candy everywhere. I eat too much chips and dip, chips and queso, chips and salsa. I go to the drive-through too often. I find myself doing wind down Wednesday. I'm just having a glass, maybe two, just to help to de-stress. We know that there's a specific behavior that is slowing your progress down. You need to identify that. I would ask yourself, like, what's the major one? Because there's going to be a couple, not just one, two, or three. It's like, what's the major one? And then we're going to focus in and dial in on that one. So what is it? And again, I'm asking rhetorically, but like, think to yourself, like, really, what's slowing me up? Is it my mindset? Do I need to work on my brain more too as well? So identify what that hurdle is. The boundary model, number one, pick. So I deal with this, and this. Okay, instead of trying to figure out everything, pick one, and we're going to nip it in the butt. Okay, this doesn't have to be a huge challenge. It just needs to be something that you can get control of and then also measure. Number two, finally set the boundary and then describe how you're going to execute that boundary. I'll give you some examples. The reason that I use these images as some VIPs, actually, these are the ones that they were dealing with. Wind down Wednesday, just meeting up. And like I said, just, oh, hey, my friend, my neighbor, or whatever. And we're just having a couple glasses of wine. Okay, how often are you doing that? 3 or 4 times a week. Okay, so there's room for improvement. Over here, the drive-through. Okay, when you going through the drive-through? Dude, almost like every single day. Okay, so we can identify it. That's where we can improve. These are all specific situations. The other one, cheese. I eat too much cheese. There's nothing wrong with cheese, but they just know that they eat too much of it. It's a vice for them. So identifying what it is that you need to buckle down on, pick one, set the boundary, whatever that is. I'm not going to do the drive-through this week. I'm not going to be drinking any alcohol at home. I'm only allowing myself one piece of string cheese at lunch. I'm going to throw away all my Halloween candy. Like, those are the boundaries and like doing it. I'm going to throw away the candy. I'm not going to have any candy this week. Okay. Next step, describe how you're going to do it. Wine down Wednesdays. Well, instead of getting wine, I'm either just not going to go, or when I do go with my friends, I'm going to drink water instead of that. Drive-throughs. I'm not going to drive through. I'm actually going to pack my lunch. I need to pack my lunch the night before. String, like I gave you the string cheese example too as well. So set the boundaries, but also come up with a plan and describe how you're going to execute on that. Why do we want to do this? Because same thing with what's going on with the Little Black Dress Challenge. The average American will gain 12 pounds between November 1, this week, the day after Halloween, to January 1, after all of the holidays. You guys are going to be bombarded with temptation of, like I said, candy, holiday parties. If you're a sports fan, all the sports are in full swing. We got football season, we got basketball season, UFC watch parties, things like that. And like, whoever knows what else, right? It's like friends asking out, you guys are going to be out shopping and it's going to be super, super hectic. Do this, and you're strapped for time. Oh, let's just go get something quick and convenient because I'm strapped for time. This 2 months is going to be something super, super important that you guys pay attention, have a plan, and then again, set structure, have expectations, and then also set boundaries. Okay. So moving into this, let me just review real quick. This is super simple. Pick one. Pick what it is that you want to do. Set the boundary. What is the expectation on how you want to solve this thing? And then step 3, describe on how you're going to execute it. Don't just have the idea, have the plan. Pick what you're going to do, set the boundary, describe how you're going to do it. I'll give you an example. The wind down Wednesday example with another client, they said, I'm not going to have any alcohol at home this week. I was like, that's a great idea. And you know what? I'll actually join in with you. And so we set a goal. We started on Monday. Okay. And we're going to go all through the week. And it's like, no alcohol from home. Okay. So it could be as simple as that. So I'm going to leave the floor open. What questions do you guys have on this? It's a short room, so you guys get some great value of this one-on-one. Don't be shy, like ask away. What are some questions that you guys have? Do you guys need help identifying what needs to happen, what behavior, and then how we're going to do it? I'm going to start with Stephanie. Speak up.
I need to stop bringing peanut butter M&Ms into the house.
Stop bringing peanut butter M&Ms into the house. Very specific, right?
Yep.
Like super simple, easy to do, easy not to do. Question, where are you getting the M&Ms from? Are you going to the convenience store vending machine?
No, generally shopping, or like my team knows that that's one of my favorite candies, and so they bring them.
Okay, right. So they're gifting you. They want to make you happy. They want to make you happy. The problem is with that is like, it's your vice. And so he's like, oh, thanks. And temptation is exhausting. If that candy is there, it's going to get eaten sooner or later.
Generally, it's sooner rather than later. So
right. So get rid of the stimulus, politely thank them, and get rid. And like, if you're not going to bring it, so are we just not bringing it home? If we're not bringing it home, what's going to happen to it?
Well, if it stays in my classroom, like my students can eat it.
Okay, got it. So
and I'm fine with that. It's just because I don't eat them generally in the classroom. So
eat them at home, right?
And when I'm working on my schoolwork, grading, whatever, that's when it's just easy then. So I would just leave them at school and they would get eaten there.
How simple is that, right?
Yep.
Something super. So that's even the thing, guys, when we're trying to solve the big macro, I'm talking about organizationally, the big macro problem. I need to lose weight, get healthy, and get back control. Okay, got it. Go into the micro. What are the steps that need to happen from that? And this is how it's just a process of elimination. Pick something small and then execute on it. I need to stop bringing candy home. Where are we getting it? I'm getting it from my students because they know it's my favorite. Okay, how are we going to do this? I'm just going to leave it in the classroom because I don't eat it in the classroom, and then I'll let other people enjoy it. Super simple. What is your motivation level? 1 to 10. 10 like, I got that. 1 being like, ugh. What's your motivation level to execute that simple step?
I'm gonna say probably an 8 or a 9.
High. Good.
Yes, it's high.
Good. You guys need to understand that too as well. If it's fallen like in the middle, or even like the worst number on a Likert scale is the number 7, because it's so neutral. I don't even allow people to do it. I need to know, is it an 8 or is it a 6? Don't give me a 7. 7's just too gray and too neutral. So if you say it's an 8 or a 9, that's high. So what I'm going to test, or what I'm going to challenge you to do this week, just start off with 7 days to get momentum. No, don't bring candy home. Deal?
Deal.
Cool. Awesome. Penny, you're next.
Yeah.
So what is the boundary you need to set for yourself this week?
I need to set a schedule for myself. I have absolutely no schedule.
Okay. What is it that you're wanting to accomplish with the schedule?
Well, for one, to do the workouts early.
Okay.
Eat my meals spaced apart, because it's just real erratic between meals. It might be 4 hours between breakfast and lunch, and maybe 6 between lunch and dinner. That type of thing.
Okay. When do you want to get your workouts done? Because you said
early in the morning.
What is that too general? When? What's early in the morning?
8 a.m.
8 a.m. Okay. To be starting or finished by 8 a.m.
Starting.
Okay. Starting your workout at 8 a.m. in the morning. What needs to happen for you to execute that?
Set an alarm.
Right?
Okay.
Set an alarm. And so the hard boundary could be is not sleep in,
True.
right?
Right.
Set an alarm. The hard boundary is I need to stop snoozing, get up, get my cup of coffee or whatever it is. My workout starts at 8 a.m. Right?
Right.
So it's like make that a hard boundary, non-negotiable. Execute this for this week because that's, I mean, again, it's simple, right?
Yes, it is.
Let's look at the night before. What needs to happen the night before so that you can get up and get your workout started by 8 a.m.? What needs to happen the night before?
Well, first of all, make sure there is an alarm set.
Mhm.
Have everything ready for the workout.
Like
You know,
what?
the dumbbells, we have a weight bar, have my treadmill ready, my ear pods charged,
Hmm.
and have the coffee where it's brewing by the time I get up.
Set your machine, right? So this can go into like the nighttime routine, the bedtime routine, right? Get your gear,
Right.
get your stuff on your chargers, set the thing on the thing for the coffee to have it go off when you need to, so that it's just easier and more fluid for you in the morning. So you can
Yes.
bang, 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 bang. Make sense?
Yes, it does.
Excellent. Cool. So what's your motivation level to do all that, to get up early, not snooze, so that you can get your workouts done at, starting at 8 a.m.? What's your motivation level?
A
Honestly,
9.
a 9? Okay.
Mhm.
So execute. All right.
Okay.
You have any questions on that? What needs to happen the night before and what
No.
needs to happen in the morning? And stuff's super simple, right?
Yes, it is.
And what this will do is this will get you momentum going into your day. You've already knocked out one thing. There's your W. There's your win for the beginning of the day. You've knocked that out. Now we can get on to other things. I'm going to spend 30 seconds talking about this. So the early hours in the morning are absolutely precious. Uninterrupted, not disrupted. If you guys can teach yourself to go to bed earlier so that you can wake up earlier, you'll be able to be more productive by getting things done that you need to get done without any disruption early in the morning before people are even awake. This takes practice. I don't expect people to whatever, but like start to emphasize that even if it's 15, 30 minutes earlier, that will still over time, if you get up 30 minutes earlier, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's another 3 to 4 hours of productivity that you can allocate just by simply getting up 30 minutes early. So I'm a big advocate of getting important stuff done when you can, when there's no disrupt, like the baby crying or whatever it is, right? Tiffany, you're up.
Hey. Okay, so kind of both of the things that they said earlier, but like on the working out in the morning, I started getting up and working out at 5:15 so I could do it before work because I was getting home too late and too tired to do it at night.
Right.
But then yesterday I was too tired and kind of beat myself up for not doing it. So I have to set a better goal of like, set an expectation that's more sustainable and maybe say, okay, 3 days a week, I'm going to get up and do my boot camp at 5:15 instead of 5, right? So Penny, when I'm done, I can tag you and say, hey, Penny, get up.
Right.
But so anyway, sticking to the 3 days in the morning, it's so hard to get started on the early morning thing, but it's like once you do, it's like the whole day is better. So my commitment is, to me, setting my goal of 3 times a week early morning workout, and then anything after that is bonus.
Right, exactly.
But then like Steph said earlier on the M&Ms, I don't know, M&Ms must have meth in them or something, because we have peanut M&Ms here, and that's my thing. We have these like apothecary jars that my daughter keeps buying them from Sam's and putting them in there. So you walk by and it's like, oh, I'll just grab a couple.
I'll
and
grab
before
a
you
couple,
know it,
right?
Yeah,
I'll grab
a couple handfuls every time you walk by.
Next thing you know, like 2 packages deep, then you don't even know it.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So for me, I don't think I'm at the point where I'm able to say, I'm just not ever going to do it, but I'm going to give myself like a number of like 100 calories or whatever that I'm just going to build in right now and say, this is what I can have.
Mhm.
And track it that way
Okay.
versus making it forbidden to me, because they will always keep bringing this stuff in around me. And it's like, okay, I've just got to set a boundary and say, this is how much I can have.
Mhm.
And then if I don't that day, it's even better, but
Well, let's
as
pick
long as I
one
don't go over.
for this
ahead.
demonstration. Let's pick one or the other. Which one do you want to address first? The candy or the getting up earlier?
The earlier,
The earlier.
getting up earlier.
The same thing that I was talking about with Penny. There's things that need to happen the night before that will make it more easy, right?
Yep.
And then also, like I said, having your stuff ready and ready to rock and roll as soon as you wake up. So motivation level 1 to 10, where are you at with that? Waking up 3 days a week so that you can get your boot camps in.
I'd say that's a 10.
10. Okay. Do you know what days?
Well, for sure Monday, Wednesday, and the other one would be either Thursday or Friday, but probably Monday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Probably Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Definitely on Monday, definitely on Wednesday, and then either Thursday or Friday, we'll leave flexibility for that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so with these things, no M&Ms, waking up earlier to work out, okay? Set the boundaries. Now, how we're gonna do this is we're gonna start with 1 week, okay? You execute the week, and then you can evaluate, how well did I do? Did it help? Did I completely just ignore it? Evaluate what you do, and then do I need to adjust the boundary? So for example, like I said, I'm never touching M&Ms again. We know that's not true. He says, like, I'm just not going to bring them into the house. Start small, stack it, get some momentum, and then continue with those specific behaviors. Does that make sense? Cool. I don't know if you guys put that in the chat or if you're muted. What questions do you guys have? I got about I'll have about 2 more minutes. What questions do you guys have, if any?
I don't have any.
Okay.
I don't
I don't have
have
any.
So everybody's operating on all cylinders. Everything's working great. Things are in line. Like everybody's like, I'm good. I'm jet streaming through.
Well, I'm getting there.
So
I'm getting back there. Let's say that.
So that's a no. So what questions? Let me ask you this. How can I best support you going into?
Oh no, I mean so I was doing really well, and then I wasn't doing well. And so now that's why I say I'm getting back to what I know works.
Mhm.
And so yes, no, I'm fine.
Identify a boundary and an expectation, execute that, start there. That's going to help get momentum to get back on track. You guys got to realize this too. Motivation's going to wane. There's days you're motivated. There's days that you're not motivated. On the days when you're not motivated, that's where the discipline needs to come in. That's where the discipline needs to come in. I don't feel like working out every single day. I don't feel like tracking my food every single day. However, I know it's like I need to emphasize that, and I'm not perfect by any means. There's days when I don't, but we need to make sure that we emphasize those specific behaviors so that we can So start small, no M&Ms bringing home, waking up early, set your alarms, get yourself set up for success. It was just like for both Penny and Tiffany, it's like y'all have kids. So it's like when your kids were little and you got their lunch pail ready the night before and put it in the refrigerator, right?
Right.
Just like that. So get your gear set up, get your phones and your AirPods or whatever on your chargers, get everything ready to go so you can hop out of bed, get your cup of coffee, whatever you need to do. Then we're knocking it out. Okay.
Okay.
Identify it, set the boundary, be specific on how. All 3 of y'all did a great job on this. Thank you for showing up this morning. All 3 of y'all are VIPs. So if you have any questions, you can always send me a Voxer. Cool.
Thanks. Cool.
All right. Go crush today. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.